This is the story of the gingerbread man, and it starts a long time ago in the kitchen of a cottage which belonged to a little old lady. The little old lady was very kind, but she was also quite sad. You see, the little old lady wished more than anything in the world that she had some children. "A little boy or a little girl would bring such happiness into my house," she thought. Just then she had a wonderful idea. "I know," she said. "I'll make a little gingerbread man. He'll be as good as any little boy or girl, and I do love gingerbread." So she looked through her cupboards to find the ingredients and set about making the tastiest gingerbread man ever. She put flour, butter, sugar, egg and syrup into a bowl. She added some ginger and mixed it all up together. Next, she rolled out the dough onto a baking tray and cut out the shape of the gingerbread man. She used orange peel for his mouth, currants for his eyes, and a cherry for his nose. When she'd finished, he was a very fine gingerbread man indeed. "Now we need to bake you," said the little old lady, and she popped him into the oven. A little while later, the little old lady heard a knocking sound. She couldn't think what it was. Then she heard a voice coming from inside the oven. "Let me out! Let me out!" said the voice. The little old lady opened the oven door. At that moment, the gingerbread man hopped out and jumped down onto the kitchen floor. The little old lady got quite a shock. Then the gingerbread man looked up at the little old lady, pulled a face at her, which was a very rude thing to do, and laughed. "Run, run as fast as you can," he chuckled. "You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man." And with that, he darted right out of the door with the little old lady running after him. The gingerbread man ran at top speed out of the little old lady's garden and down the lane. Eventually, he came to a field where Clara the cow lived. Clara was chewing on a nice clump of grass when she saw the gingerbread man coming towards her. "Mmm," said Clara. "You look like a very tasty gingerbread man. I would like to have you for my tea." The gingerbread man stopped for a minute. He'd never seen a cow before. But do you know what he did? He pulled a face at poor Clara. "Run, run as fast as you can," he giggled. "You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man." And with that, he darted off again. Clara was quite shocked to hear the gingerbread man speak, and even more shocked that he'd pulled a face at her. So she joined the old lady and chased after him. A little while later, the gingerbread man came to the stable where Henry the horse lived. Henry was enjoying a bit of lunch when he saw the gingerbread man running down the lane. "Pfft," snorted Henry. "You look like a very tasty gingerbread man. I would like to have you for my tea." The gingerbread man stopped for a minute. He'd never seen a horse before. But do you know what he did? Yes, he pulled a face, this time at poor Henry. How rude! "Run, run as fast as you can," he laughed. "You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man." And with that, he darted off again, with the little old lady, Clara the cow, and now Henry the horse, all chasing after him. A little while later, the gingerbread man came to a field where a farmer was gathering hay. The farmer was about to take a rest and have his sandwiches. But when he saw the gingerbread man, he imagined how good he'd be to eat. "Oh, yummy," said the farmer. "I forgot to bring any cookies with me today, so this gingerbread man will be very tasty indeed." The gingerbread man stopped for a minute, right by the farmer's feet. Do you know what he did next? Yes, he looked up at the farmer and pulled a really horrible face. "Run, run as fast as you can," he said. "You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man." And he darted off as fast as he could with the little old lady, Clara the cow, Henry the horse, and now the farmer, all chasing after him. A little while later, the gingerbread man came to a river. If he could just get to the other side, the little old lady, Clara the cow, Henry the horse, and the farmer would never be able to catch him. The gingerbread man looked around to see if there was a bridge, but there wasn't one. So he looked around to see if there was a boat. No luck. There were no boats at all. He thought about trying to swim across the river, but then he remembered he couldn't swim. How would he get across? Just then, a very cunning and clever fox came into view. The gingerbread man pulled a face at the fox. "Run, run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man," he said to the fox. But the fox had another idea. "My dear fellow," said the fox, "I don't want to chase you. I want to help you. I can see you want to cross the river, but you'll get very soggy if you get wet. So why don't you hop up onto my back while I swim to the other side?" The gingerbread man thought this was a great idea, so up he hopped onto the fox's back. The fox waded into the water and started to swim across the river. The gingerbread man was feeling very pleased with himself. When they were nearly halfway across, the fox started to feel very hungry. "My dear fellow," he said to the gingerbread man, "the water is getting quite deep. I think you should hop up onto my head, just to keep dry." The gingerbread man agreed, so he hopped up onto the fox's head. By now, the fox was getting very hungry indeed, and he started to think how tasty the gingerbread man would be. "My dear fellow," said the fox, "I fear the water is getting deeper still. Hop up higher onto my nose, and that way you'll stay nice and dry." The gingerbread man could see the water lapping around his feet, so he took the fox's advice and jumped up onto the fox's nose. What the gingerbread man didn't know was the fox was particularly fond of gingerbread. The fox was so hungry, and the smell of lovely gingerbread so close to his nose was so tempting. You'll never guess what happened next. Just as they reached the other side of the river, the fox threw his head back, flinging the gingerbread man up into the air. The gingerbread man went up, 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 then down, 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 right into the fox's mouth, and the fox gobbled him up whole. Said the fox. Very tasty indeed." And that was the end of the gingerbread man. After all that running around, the little old lady, Clara the cow, Henry the horse, and the farmer were all quite worn out. So they all went back to the little old lady's house, where she made a big pot of tea. "Oof, what a day!" she exclaimed. "That's the last time I make gingerbread men in my kitchen. Now, would anyone like a cookie?"